We're joined by NASA scientist Robert Field. Robert, how you doing, man?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Doing great, doing great. Excited to talk to you about this.
Yeah.
I look at this data all the time. So what kind of equipment are we using to kind of watch wildfires around the world?
Yeah, we have a series of different satellites that we can use to monitor many different aspects of the fire, from the heat released by them that you can see clearly in this image, to the smoke produced by the fire and how it's transported. And then we can look afterwards at how that's affected the vegetation afterwards. We're at the point now where we can measure the amounts of different individual chemicals that are released by the fires in the smoke.
That is fascinating.
Wow. So, Dr. Field, there have been quite a few... Oh, go ahead, Doctor. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and the thing that we can do from space is do this for the entire planet in sort of a systematic and routine way, which is really, the satellite data really transformed our understanding of fire across the planet and the smoke produced by it.
Yeah, you mentioned that it's been an active year for wildfires just around the globe. So how are fires on the other side of the world affecting us here on the West Coast?
Yeah, right. The main way that happens is through the smoke produced by the fires. You can see, and we really only understand this because of the space-based measurements, but depending on the time of year, with the shifts in fire season, winter and summer in the northern hemisphere, and then the wet and dry seasons in tropical areas, you can see the smoke, among other things, being transported between continents. Within a continent, the U.S., for example, is often the recipient of smoke from northern Canada, which happened earlier this year. And again, it's seeing this from space that really gives us this understanding.
That image that we were just showing was kind of hypnotizing. It was absolutely beautiful. Can people, like normal people, look at this data too and get an idea of what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a sort of a clearinghouse for a lot of the fire information that we have at nasa.gov/fires, and there's up-to-date information on recent fires, and then it'll point you towards some of the more detailed sources of information that we have.
Dr. Field, we're about 7 days away from opening ceremonies for the Olympics in Rio de Janeiro. How are the fires affecting the situation there?
Yeah, right. What we're seeing are the tail end or after effects of El Nino on the Amazon, which is an important fire-prone area, and the effects of El Nino are to dry it out because of less rainfall. So we can see that there's been less rain there. We also have a pair of satellites that can weigh the amount of water on the landscape from space based on the gravitational changes, and we can see from that right now it is drier than normal in some of those burning regions. So depending on what's happening on the ground and the wind patterns, there's the possibility of smoke being blown into Rio, which would obviously cause air quality issues.
Yeah, that might be the least of the problems that they're going to be having for the Olympics.
One last thing for you. Today is NASA's birthday. Will there be cake and freeze-dried ice cream?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, this date, and the U.S. state's federal statute created NASA.
Well, that's really exciting. We just had our lab's birthday a couple of months ago, in fact.
Well, was there freeze-dried ice cream? Was there space ice cream?
Dr. Field, you guys have another reason to celebrate. Thank you so much for sharing all of that science and knowledge with us on this Friday morning. Have a great weekend and continue tracking those fires and helping us out.
It was pretty amazing.
That was great.
You too. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Wow. And you just gave them something to take back. They're like, guys, come on. You know, as soon as the satellite shuts down, everyone's like, hey, where's the cake?
Where's the cake?